Hey everybody, I'm James, this is Outlaw Frags. I want to say thank you for being here again. Stay right there, I'm going to run the intro and we'll get right into it. Alrighty.
What's the best thing to do with my hands?
Whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Okay, I'll put them down here. I don't know.
If I put my hands on the table, it makes me look like I'm touching myself all the time.
Okay.
How would you say Oakcha?
Oakcha.
Oakcha. Thank you for helping with the pronunciation because I was struggling. Alright. So, I do like these bottles. Are you familiar with what Chanel bottles look like? Mm-hmm. It looks like a tiny Chanel bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people said that the tops are really snug, and they are not kidding.
That's good though, right?
As long as it's not so tight it breaks the top when you try to pull it off. Or
yeah, that would definitely not.
I've seen guys that have complained about it. So what we're going to talk about now is two fragrances from the house of Oakcha. Monique is going to smell them with the original. Like, this is SWEVEN, and this is their version of Baccarat Rouge 540, and this is TORRID Day, and this is a clone of Tobacco Vanille. I don't have a full bottle because this stuff is from Tom Ford and it's ridiculously expensive, so I have a decant of it. Because I think if you go on, this is from their private line, it's like $300 for a 50 ml bottle. It's really, really ridiculously expensive. So, I don't need to reach over you. I think you might remember this. You know what? Let's spray the clone first.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, let's definitely do that both times.
So first, what do you think of it as just a fragrance? Because I'm not sure if you remember what this smells like or not.
I don't off the top of my head now.
But the fragrance itself, do you like? Like, I can smell the saffron in this right off the top.
I like it. I don't know if it was what I was expecting. Don't ask me what I was expecting because I don't know, but it wasn't this.
No. A lot of people will say that this has a really kind of a floss sugar scent to it. It smells super sweet. Like, I can smell the sweetness from here off of this. And then here is the original. And I always say when people ask me what does Baccarat Rouge 540 smell like, to me it smells like if crushed diamonds had a smell. To me, that's what crushed diamonds would smell like.
Okay. Okay. Now that I know what this smells like, this doesn't smell as unsuspecting. I guess they're just like, I don't want to say feminine.
No, this is considered a unisex fragrance.
Okay.
So like you could wear this, I could wear it, you know.
So in that case, it's not as like,
It's not manly. No.
and that's what I think this is what I was expecting. I was expecting
Something a little bit more masculine.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, I like this because the saffron on the top makes it has an olfactory. And she's throwing stuff around here. You gotta watch it. She's crazy. It has a very smooth olfactory texture, which I really, really like. It kind of, when I smell it, reminds me of like if glass or something that was highly super polished had a smell, which sounds stupid, but that's the olfactory sensation I get from it. It's something that's really, really smooth, something that's really, really polished. It's sweet, and this is a complete. Even though like this is 300 some odd bucks, what you start out with is what you get. There's no progression in this fragrance. It starts out smelling like that, and when the life of the fragrance is done, it still smells like that. So that's one thing I really like about this one, is because I love the opening and it stays that way the whole time. So what do you think between the two?
Between the two, I feel like they're not that different. It's like
Well,
a
there's
noob.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to be. This is supposed to be a clone of that. So what they're trying to do is get this fragrance as close to this as possible. So even if this company has the exact same ingredients in it as this, what happens is
They don't have the right amount, or did they have different amounts?
no, because what they do is they use a gas spectrometer in order to figure out what's in here.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That is cool.
But the issue is let's say
Just got
it's all right. It's all good. This company has access to, let's say, some of the really intricate notes that are associated with this fragrance. So they have what would you say? They're the only ones that have access to the few notes that's in here.
So no matter how much you reverse engineer it, they can't even get it.
It
so
won't
doesn't
be
matter.
absolutely perfect. It'll be a very close representation of each other, but the ingredients in this are different than that. Even though, let's say, you know how I keep referring to tonka bean? Okay, there's different kinds of tonka bean and there's different qualities of tonka bean. So they'll still have the base smell to them, but there's subtle differences.
Okay, I'm sorry I keep folding these. I just don't know what
That's
the
all
end
good.
is. Right end.
The one that we sprayed.
Well, I'm impressed. For whatever that's worth.
So, you know how expensive this one is. This one's $39.
Ooh.
So it's a clone, but I've just smelled this one for the first time. I'm really kind of impressed with it myself. Yeah, it's not bad at all, especially for the price. And then the presentation for something like this, I think, is really good too, because I have bought stuff that was way more expensive than this, that had no box, no nothing.
Yeah, the boxes are nice.
Yeah. This one I think that you will really enjoy because you have a definite liking for tobacco and leather. You really like leather.
Do I?
Yes. Because you like Tom Ford's
The
Tuscan
saddle
leather.
thing.
Yeah, the saddle leather. This doesn't have any leather in it, but this has got should be tobacco with a backing of vanilla. And that's got spices in it that you'll notice that are not in the original.
This smells like Jägermeister.
Does it? There's a note in the opening of even the original that I know what you're talking about that I'm not a big fan of.
Ah,
But once it dries down, once it gets past the opening. Yeah, here, smell. This is the original. See if you...
if you have any hard feelings towards Jaeger bombs, don't do it.
That's what it reminds you of immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, this is...
Oh yeah, this taste. I can smell the vanilla more in this. This tastes like.
It tastes like a...
This smells like a Jaeger bomb float.
A Jaeger bomb float.
Do you know what I mean?
You seen how much I drink?
So you know, like a Coke float.
Okay, just made with Jaeger. Excuse me.
I mean, I don't drink enough to know what that actually tastes like.
Yeah. This has definitely got spices in it that the original doesn't. I'm smelling. It's pretty close. I would say this one's probably maybe 80% the same.
So this opening stuff,
Mm-hmm.
is it gone? How long does the opening last?
Usually anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes depending on the fragrance. Because usually openings are dominated with like citrus, and citrus is a really volatile ingredient, so it smells really bright at the beginning, but it burns off really fast. These are all really dark, heavy notes. You know, vanilla sticks around forever, tobacco.
Okay. I'm smelling less Jaeger, but not any more of something that I would want or.
That you would like.
I don't hate it.
To me, you know how you were talking about grandpa scents?
Yes.
This is a very mature individual. And you don't have to be old to be mature. You know what I mean?
Okay, so we'll start using that instead, mature,
Yeah.
instead of age.
Because when I think of this, when I have a mental picture of what this invokes with me is a dude that's really smartly dressed, who is probably between the ages of like 35 to 55, who's got his shit together.
Including, I don't know if anyone even, but
What?
like having all your shit together, like including like not looking.
Yeah.
This again is just not a flavor that's like reeling in.
No, this isn't like if I was trying to get a female to notice me. This is what I would wear to work if, let's say, I was upper level management, or you know what I mean?
Yes, wear this.
Yeah, it's much more of
No one will ever look at you. I'm just kidding.
It reminds me of something that I would see like an older boss wear. This isn't my favorite. Even this, I mean, I keep this. I bought it because I didn't know what it smelled like, and I'm glad I only got a small one because I've had this one for years too, and I hardly ever wear it.
Yeah, I don't recommend. I mean, yeah, it could smell worse, but
It's not your deal.
not my deal.
Her favorite is Lana Wheat Delone, which you described as pure sexiness the first time she smelled it.
See, and I think that's another issue that I have.
Is you want to compare everything to that? That's not bad. Everybody needs a base or a point of reference to what they like and what they don't.
Okay.
You know?
So.
Because there's, like, I've got a bottle of gray flannel over there that I will never wear. Like, there's really a dead old man in that bottle. Really. It smells.
It's called gray flannel?
Yeah.
Okay. Fitting.
Yeah, it's and it's a big ass bottle. Well, I'll show you when we're done with this. So, this and how close do you think they smell?
Up front,
In the opening?
in the opening,
Not
no,
much?
not much. Because, and I don't mean this in a bad way.
But I'm going to say something bad.
I'm only saying this to get my point across.
Yeah.
This smells like the cheap knockoff of that.
Of that, yeah. Yeah, I'm not like I said, I'm not a huge fan of either one. But I have to agree. This doesn't carry the same kind of quality, because this smells much more quality than this. Mm-hmm. This doesn't smell bad if you're really a big fan of tobacco vanille but don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money. Most people, like, you've never smelled this before.
Right, no.
Most people have never smelled Tom Ford tobacco vanille. I think that you could get away with it, but it's definitely not on the same par. Like, these two here are really close.
Yes, I was really impressed with, because I even smelled between, because I thought these smell too close that I'm smelling within, but no, I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
That
Not so much. This isn't even kind of a fragrance profile that you'd like, period.
and that doesn't help, right?
Yeah. So, like I said, in my opinion, I think this is probably maybe 75% close. Would I recommend purchasing this? If you have a real love of Tom Ford tobacco vanille, you're going to be really disappointed with this. I think if you haven't smelt this, you might enjoy this. But they're not close enough of a representation to where I'd be like, hey, you should spend this one. Mm-hmm. Spend the money and buy this. Mm-hmm. Which isn't a bad thing. I mean, nobody can make the perfect clone. Like, this BK540 is really, really good. This one, it's not bad. It's just not up to the same.
Yes. Now this puts, like, set a higher bar.
Yes.
That one did not meet.
So this one is definitely worth the $39.
Yes.
See, and like, this is something that you could, like I said, this is a unisex fragrance.
Yes. And it definitely smells like, because my initial thoughts was like, this doesn't smell like something my mom would wear, but it definitely doesn't smell like what...
Well, it was funny, because I told this is my favorite fragrance, and then you smelt it and was like... Because you were expecting a much more masculine fragrance.
Yes. You set me up with that.
I didn't. I just told you it's my favorite fragrance. You expected something else. I do have some that are really masculine that I like, but there's just something about BK540 that has from the very first time I smelled it, I was like, wow. You know? But not everybody, that's kind of the cool thing. Not everybody likes the same shit. Because if they did, life would be really boring.
Right.
Really, really boring. And then I'd have nobody to laugh at.
Fair.
Alright, so we're going to find the next two. And actually, we did pretty good in like fucking 16 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah, TORRID day.